you remember the time? Do you remember the time when you changed up on me, claiming that we homies? Instead you turned phony. Cause yeah, I remember that time. Do you remember the time? Do you remember the time when you claim you ain't want me? I fed you when you hungry, and now you all on me. Cause yeah, I remember that time. Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time? Cause I remember that time. Did you remember? I remember that time. Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time? Yeah, cause I remember that time. Yeah, I remember that time. Did you remember that time? Hey, nowadays everyone pretend to be your friends, and they gon' give you what you want when it all begins. But when it fall apart, you gon' have to pick it up and by yourself, cause they never really care as much. Hey, they gon' show their true colors when you shine the light. And every day is not promised, so I live my life. I used to think twice, now I only think right. I'm focused on the bigger picture, cause I know the system. And even though they changed up, I would never diss them. Hey, I just kept it kosher, chillin', talking on the sofa. We would joke about whatever when it's all over, but don't get it twisted, never really had assistance. I'm a smooth guy, but I always felt the friction. I just played my position when it's time to ball. I stayed the same, never changed up despite it all. I just wanna know, do you remember the time? Do you remember the time when you changed up on me, claiming that we homies? Instead you turned phony. Hello?
What's up, Jay?
What's up, who this?
Hey, this is Stephanie from high school.
Stephanie? What's up, man? What made you call me at all the time? What's up?
Well, I came to your show last night, and you did a good job, and I was just wondering if we can out sometime.
I ain't got it. Nah, Stephanie, man, I don't think that'd be a good idea. Like, you remember how we went down in high school?
No, what happened in high school?
Let me refresh your memory. Yeah, cause back in high school I used to be your favorite guy, but you was just so caught up that I'm the latest guy. But for them other girls I never really had the time, and you ignored the signs, they tried to make you mine. Consistent with my efforts, girl, I tried to let you know I had the key to your heart, instead you locked the door. I got my mind right and waited till my time right, but you just had it in your head that I wasn't doing right. I tried to show you better, put you on another level. I tried to help you shine every day despite the weather, and then you gave it up, and now you trying to make it up. I guess you was asleep then, but now you waking up. I'm on a bigger, better dream, and you should do the same. I'm a different man now, and you the one to blame. And it's such a shame, girl, I gotta do my thing. And now you at my doorstep because you see the fame. See, I'm the type of guy that never turn my back on you. Call me a bitch, and now she coming back on you. I'm living my life, no matter if I make it right. You had your chance once before, but you was out of sight. And now I'm doing good, I graduated from the hood. Your girlfriend's in your ear like I knew he would. And I can't lie, shit, baby girl, you still fine. I just wanna know, did you remember the time? Did you remember the time when you changed up on me, claiming that we homies? Instead you turned phony. Cause yeah, I remember that time. Did you remember the time? Did you remember the time when you claim you ain't want me? I fed you when you hungry, and now you all on me. Cause yeah, I remember that time. Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time? Cause I remember that time. Did you remember? I remember that time. Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time? Yeah, cause I remember that time. Yeah, I remember that time. Did you remember the time?